this is just a big pile of horse radish. And for all of these guys that are on Facebook every week, you got Will Lee saying, "Oh, let's do a blind reveal. Bronny James and Ben Simmons. Who would you rather want?" I don't want either one of them. Why is these all my choices? It's like, how do you want to die? Do you want to drown or do you want to be mauled by zombies? I don't know. Can I live here? I don't want either one of these bums. I don't care that he's averaging 6 points and on an NBA team. He shouldn't be on an NBA. Neither one should be on an NBA team. Bronny James got gifted because his dad is a Bron, and I'm okay with that, okay? I understand. His dad is an NBA. He can get his son in the NBA. He can get a job and all of that. That's okay. But don't sit here and tell me that he is because he's good and compare him to other NBA players and say, "Oh, well, look at this measurement and look at these stats." No, he's not an NBA player. Well, moving on to more entertainment, something I found hilarious.
Why'd you find this hilarious?
Because it's just right on par with what I think about the whole situation.
Okay.
Bronny James only playing home games on the G League team because he doesn't want to fly commercial flights.
That's the reason?
That's the reason.
Oh, Jesus.
They don't want him, he doesn't want to fly commercial flights. I just think this is just a big pile of horse radish shit. And for all of these guys that are on Facebook every week, you got Will Lee saying, "Oh, let's do a blind reveal. Bronny James and Ben Simmons. Who would you rather want?" I don't want either one of them motherfuckers. Why is these all my choices? It's like, how do you want to die? Do you want to drown or do you want to be mauled by zombies? I don't know. Can I live here? I don't want either one of these bums. I don't care that he's averaging 6 points and on an NBA team. He shouldn't be on an NBA. Neither one should be on an NBA team. Bronny James got gifted because his dad is a Bron, and I'm okay with that, okay? I understand. His dad is an NBA. He can get his son in the NBA. He can get a job and all of that. That's okay. But don't sit here and tell me that he is because he's good and compare him to other NBA players and say, "Oh, well, look at this measurement and look at these stats." No, he's not an NBA player. And he's barely a G League player. And then you're going to tell me they're going to assign him to the G League, and because he doesn't want to fly on Delta with Pink and I, that he doesn't even want to play in the G League where he belongs? How is his G League teammates going to feel about that? When every guy on the G League team knows they're better than him in the first place. Then he's going to come. He's not going to play the away games, and then he's going to come in the home games and start all of these games because I'm Bronny James and I'm only playing half of these games, but I'm still going to start. What the fuck, man? What are we doing? What is this?
I'm actually with you on this. Do you think Bronny's ever flown commercial?
Hell no.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So it's a way of life thing. But that
no, I'm not justifying.
I know. But I'm saying trying to because I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
that's a good point that you brought up.
Yeah, when you're saying that.
Yeah.
I agree with you. This is bullshit. It's kind of the same vein of the Paul brothers stuff. Like, if you want to do something, if you want to become an NBA player, like, invest in doing it. Like, do the grind stuff. Like, endear yourself to your team and the organization by being like a normal person. And this is just kind of drives this away. It's horrific that he's saying, like, I don't know if he said it or who said it on his behalf or whatever, but the fact that you're positioning this because he doesn't want to fly commercial, I mean, that's just trivial and horrific. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Do you want to play basketball or not?
That's what it comes to.
Really, that's it. I mean, so if he said this is a ridiculous mistake on his part. If he allowed this to get out or be the reason, bad for him, bad for the Lakers, bad for everyone who's responsible for this. This is stupid.
The big guy, Brian Windhorst, he's the one that broke the story, and it came from. That's why it says Windhorst there and in parentheses. But they said at the end of the story, he says that the team knows the backlash that will come from it, but it's kind of like they just really didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
Because think about it. What could they come up with? I mean, but people get paid millions of dollars to come up with stuff to hide players. So whatever. But what can you come up with?
Yeah, I don't know what you do come up with, honestly. It's just absurd that he's taking this position if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Hell, if that's what it is, fly private.
Yeah.
Just personally fly private. How many G League games are there?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, come on.
Yeah, make the game.
And just don't make it a story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at
there.
the game.
I'm there.
We ain't worried about how I got here. I'm here.
That's a good point.
There's no need for this to be a thing.
No.
Now, a couple weeks, month or two into this, hey, do you guys realize he's not on the plane playing or whatever? Like, if he's, but again, if he's showing up and he's playing and everything, like, it's a non-issue story.
Non-story.
But by putting this out in front of the bus, like, this is horrible.
It's ridiculous.
This is dumb.
It's ridiculous. And he's asking, is this worse than a Giannis and his brother situation? It's 1,000 times worse. A lot of people try to hearken it to that. The first thing that is the biggest difference is that Giannis's brother was drafted to another team. You know what I mean? Before Giannis was in whatever. So a team thought that his brother could
was an NBA
level guy and drafted him to that team, and then Giannis became powerful and whatever, and one of the best players in the league, and got him on the Milwaukee Bucks. So that's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Bronny James. We're gonna keep it moving here. To I'm not gonna stay here long, but I thought this was interesting because Pop has been out and he suffered a mild stroke on November 2nd.
The first thing I thought about was,
what's that?
Did he get to vote?
To vote.
Yeah.
He's against Trump.
He's
right?
anti-bullshit.
Yeah.
He actually has a brain.
He came out. Yeah. A couple years
Repeat.
ago.
He's bashed him for 8 years, like I have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he got to vote. But yeah, and secondarily, hey, let's recover from a stroke.
Is there an age that is too old to coach?
He's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you should be doing anything of significance after the age of 65. He's well above that.
Yeah, he'll be 76 in a month.
Yeah.
In a month and a half.
There's two ways to look at it. You can look at it and say, he's had an amazing career. He's recognized as one of the better, pro coaches that we've had. And, in light of that career, are we okay with him coaching till he decides not to? It's kind of what we're doing with LeBron, and we're okay with him bringing his son into the league under that premise. I get the sentimentality of it, but I also get it and say this. At 75, 76-year-old Greg Popovich is not close to the guy that built the Spurs dynasty. As a coach, as a man, as energy, as all the things that go into the job and being a leader. And so this is, it's unfortunate, it's sad, but, I mean, this is not the best version of Greg Popovich, and the Spurs aren't getting good value for this.
Yeah.
They're getting an elder statesman who's probably had to delegate a lot of day-to-day functions of practice and shoot-arounds and this and that to just remain the ostensible figurehead and wise old sage of the organization. Now, I always look at these older guys. I don't like old people. I look at these older guys kind of like maybe you could take like a Tex Winter role that he always kind of had next to Phil Jackson. And Tex was an older guy. He wasn't the head guy, and if his energy was low or he was a little under the weather, it wasn't going to kill anything.
Yeah.
But you still had, by having him there, you still benefit from his wisdom, his knowledge, his experience, and the perspective that he could give. So I'm not by any means saying there's no value to Greg Popovich coaching. I'm a big fan of the guy. But, when you're this old, you're a poor version of yourself, and the team probably needs better.
And how can you assert yourself after a stroke at that age? I know it's mild, but you know what I mean? Like, how can you get riled up over anything? A guy turns the ball over. Hey, come here, man. We just can't turn the ball over.
Just can't do that, if we're trying to win basketball games. And you say that, and it's significant because one of the big things about Pop was in his peak, he would be able to blast anybody on that roster and get right in their face and call them out for doing bad stuff.
He'll take out the whole starting five like a minute into the game.
Yeah, like that was what you were, and so you got to recognize when it's up for you.
Yeah.
Again, part of me sad to see him go, but and apparently I think he's going to come back this year. But I mean, this is just a sign, like, hey man, you need to kind of step back. You can still be an ambassador with the team and have a voice. I mean, Jerry West kind of still associated with teams later in his career. I know he's more of a general manager type than on the court coach.
He went to that advisor thing first,
but he did that in Memphis and he did it in Golden State to some impact. I mean, the people that were around in those organizations, they valued what he brought to the table. So I think Pop needs to transition to that. I don't know who the obvious heir is. I mean, I really felt that Steve Kerr would probably be the guy that would be the best pick. But hell, the Warriors are like 7 or 8-2 and are rolling right now. Now, did you catch the thing where they feel like he was influenced by the Olympics and he's playing more guys and he's playing them in other than Steph and Draymond, like everyone else is playing like kind of mid-20s minutes. And it's just the idea of like getting guys in and out, play super hard, defend, let Steph be Steph, and then that's kind of been a winning formula for them. And they're not as kind of reliant on kind of having 5 starters that play long minutes and a couple of bit players after that, and it's kind of helped them so far.
No, I definitely noticed that just by watching the games, but I didn't tie that or read anything that tied that into Olympics. But that'll be interesting because we always talk about the players benefiting from that experience, especially guys who have never been in that culture and maybe benefited, but not so much the coaches.
That's a great, again, absolutely. And again, you take probably in total it's about a month and a half that you're ed together. He had Eric Spoelstra. Yeah. And did they have a college guy in the mix or no?
Maybe so. I know those two for sure.
Yeah.
Spo and
Mark, was it Mark Few maybe?
Maybe so.
But yeah, you're around some big brains and some collaborative things, just like the players are. And then you also you're scouting and looking at these other teams play, and they don't play NBA basketball, and so you're not captured by that copycat thing that happens in most pro leagues.
High pick and roll.
Yeah, you're looking at some other sets and some other tweaks, and it's like, hey, can we incorporate that? Maybe some of that, principles or concepts. Yes, I think that that's a great point. That it could have been just as beneficial for him as it was for the players in that setting.
Yeah, definitely never thought about it that way.